Welcome in, everyone, to another episode of the KFG podcast. I'm your host and commissioner, as always, and joined with me today, we got a very special guest, familiar face. We get Drew, the holiday special co-host. Drew, welcome in.
Thanks for having me. So excited to be here. It's the best time of the year, every time I'm on here.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
a
every
holiday.
every time you're on is a holiday, not just you know in general, but a holiday for
Yeah.
us. We get to celebrate another podcast episode. But we bring you in for one reason this time, and that's going to be because we got a holiday coming up around the corner next week, a week from today of recording. Drew, why don't you tell us what holiday is coming up?
It's a very important holiday for us Americans. It's
Hmm.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, hell yeah.
We all learn about it in middle school, elementary school, but you don't really know the true meaning until you find people you care about, just like everyone in this league.
Well said. You're just thankful for everyone around you, and that's really what it's about.
Exactly.
So why not bring the holiday special co-host in, Drew
hmm
himself, and you and I can have a fun Thanksgiving themed KFG podcast episode. Now I know in years past everyone is used to us giving thanks, but you know what? We're not giving thanks this year. You guys can give thanks on your own time. Here today, we're going to be hosting a little KFG Friendsgiving, and to kind of break it down, we'll see what each league member is going to be bringing to this Friendsgiving. Um, Anything else you want to add to that, Drew, or can we just see who shows up first?
Yeah, I can't wait. I I did think of this because like BuzzFeed quizzes,
Mm,
they always give you some random like design your interior house or something. Then we'll reveal which KFG, not KFG, but Thanksgiving dinner you or side dish or whatever. So I mean, I feel like I kind of based off like what dish everyone was based off like themselves as like
mm,
individuals and then
yeah,
also their team.
yeah, a
So a
little bit of
little half
both.
and half there. So yeah,
Upload your ESPN roster into the KFG website, and we'll tell you what Thanksgiving dish you are.
make a quiz for you on BuzzFeed.
Exactly. All right, let's get into it. We're here for KFG Thanksgiving. We got a nice little backdrop here. We're gonna host a nice little Friendsgiving, and who better to host this Friendsgiving and sit around the table than Greg himself? He'll show up first, nice and early. He's hosting us. I appreciate it, Greg. Thanks for hosting. Let's see what Greg brought for us today. Oh, Greg, this basic dinner roll. I mean, you look around and it's something that's there every Thanksgiving season. It's on the table. Maybe you grab one, maybe you don't, but it's always there. Every year, every playoff, every Thanksgiving comes around. There's always a dinner roll ready for you. There's a James Conner. There's a Chuba Hubbard. There's a Devontae Adams. Maybe 7 years ago we were a little excited for this. You grab one, but we've expanded our palates here, Drew. We want better things. It's just a dinner roll.
hmm Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing special about it. I mean, it's there all the time. It's always
Mm-hmm.
gonna be there. There's not gonna be any leftover, or there's
Yep.
gonna be leftovers, because people are gonna like, oh, maybe I'll have one. I'm gonna have like five. You're not gonna fill up on
Yeah.
dinner rolls.
You got.
But it is. I guess we could give him a pass because he is hosting it is at his house.
Yeah, true.
So he gets a
Yeah.
minimal dish.
Minimal effort. Let everyone else,
Yeah.
bring the good stuff for him. He had to bring something. It's something that's always going to be there, though. It's a staple. It's always at a nice dinner. There's always a nice dinner roll. You might grab one to start. It might still be on your plate by the end of it. But you're not too excited for it.
Exactly.
We'll see who shows up next. And it's myself, of course. Classic. Commissioner's got to be there bright and early. You got to help set up. And if Greg's hosting, that means I know I have to slide in there and help out a little bit. Commissioner's got to take charge. And you know what, Drew? I'm a guy that's gonna bring something. Something that everyone's gonna want a little piece of. I got the roster that kind of brings you there. You're excited for this dish. Everyone wants a little bit of it. You got a little J Herbo. You got a little Joe Mixon. You got Gibbs. I get the party going a little bit. And how do I do that, Drew? With a nice little garlic mashed potato.
Mhm.
How could I show up without garlic mash?
Exactly. I remember at our draft, you made mashed potatoes for everyone, so perfect for that and perfect for this. Great flavors, terrific balance.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfectly just the way you want it, and everyone's gonna take seconds, just like your team. They're just helping themselves to two touchdowns every single week, just like Joe Mixon. So
Well,
definitely a very strong dish.
well said. Yeah, just help yourself. Really, that's all. That's what this dish is all about. Go back for more. It might not be the best. You're not. It might not be the best dish that's brought. Not the most exciting. But you know what? you're going back for seconds. You're gonna stock a couple on there. You're gonna get a couple TDs thrown onto your plate right there. I like that. We'll see who shows up next, and obviously, Drew, it's gonna be yourself. You're a bright and early kind of guy here.
That'd be me.
And Drew, why don't you tell us what you brought for the team, for the league?
Guess what? Definitely got like a heavy top team. So
Hmm.
bringing desserts. I'm bringing some homemade apple pie and
What?
homemade pumpkin pie.
Oh, apple and pumpkin, Drew. My
Both,
God.
I'd say like the apple might be Lamar, the pumpkin might be Jamar.
Yeah.
Two guys who, I'm a little top heavy on my team. But guess what? I'm skipping main courses. I'm going right to dessert because
Oh,
my team looks so good this year.
yeah.
Got the point. I feel like I'm gonna win the points title, knock on wood. I feel like I'm gonna get a first round bye, knock on wood. But yeah, we're going right
Yeah.
to the plum
This
balls.
is
I'm not even thinking about
yeah.
main course.
Yeah, this is a dish that's going to be there in the end. You're
Hmm.
saving it for last. It's going to
Yep.
be there in the end. You're going to have some pie at the end of this meal, and you know what? That's Jamar. That's Lamar. I like it. Some powerhouse combo right there. A nice little duo. Hopefully you made a nice pie. Maybe you brought some whipped cream and Kyron Williams. Who knows? Throw a little bit on top of that pumpkin pie. It could be nice. I like it.
Yep. Also a couple add-ons you could have. Lad and JSN. Throw them
Yeah.
on there. Throw them on
Couple
some
throw
slices.
throw a couple add-ons on there. There's no
Yeah.
problem with that. A little sweet treat at the end of the meal. Everyone's taking a little piece on Thanksgiving for
Yeah.
sure. I like it. Who's showing up next to the party? Oh, Emmett. Drew, why don't
Uh,
you tell us what Emmett brought this year?
Me and Emmett probably Uber together.
Yep, you came together.
Probably came together, but I got in the door first.
Mm-hmm.
So Emmett, tough year so far. He's bringing the alcohol. He's bringing a
Oh,
variety of wines.
he's
You
got
know,
he's
just,
got plenty there.
some Pinot, some Sauv Blanc. Maybe he'll make his own sangria. But it's been tough. Emmett needs to definitely stay a little drunk to get through the holidays.
Mm.
Team just having Marvin, Sam Laporta, and Mahomes, just like his top options, just not living up to what they are. It's tough to get through and tough to watch every week. So definitely wants to be a little drunk for the day, for the holiday.
Yeah, I mean, Emmett's got the team. He's got the wine, and it's a team that's he might fall asleep before dinner even starts. He might not make it to dinner, and that's fine. He might be passed out on the couch, taking a little nap while the rest of us are getting ready for dinner here. But that's fine. You gotta get through it somehow. I like it.
Exactly.
Coming right after Emmett, Mr. Dog O'Clock himself. I'm surprised he wasn't already there. Um, Barrera, he's got an interesting team. It's there sometimes. You're not excited for what's happening. Like he claims himself. It's the underdog. It's something that's kind of there. And it's a surprise if it's good sometimes. But for the most part, you're not expecting much from it. He made a nice little salad. You're gonna throw it on the pace to feel okay. To feel a little healthy. To feel But it's Thanksgiving. We want to stuff ourselves with the rest of the dishes. But you might take a little bit, and it might be like, oh, that's exciting for a week for a little taste. But it's not overpowering here.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a salad. I always help myself to a little salad.
Of course. How
Just
could
to,
you not?
just weigh yourself out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, okay, get some greens in myself. But guess what? It's usually not with all the heavy hitter dishes.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the side.
Yeah.
You kind of have to go out of your way to find that salad.
Mm.
And it's kind of like Barrera's team. It's just not like inconvenienced as always.
Yeah.
He's like never been like that number one guy. He's never
Mm.
been like the team just hasn't lived up to what he said it's gonna be. So you overhype the salad. It's just a solid salad. It's not
Yeah, it's fine. You might get a
it's
nice
not a playoff salad.
You might get a nice bite of Cooper Cup one week. Get a little
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson, but for the most part, it's there. You grab a little bit, you have a couple leaves, and you're fine. You felt healthy for the day. Felt nice.
Exactly.
Coming in next, we got a little combo here. It's gonna be Kyle Bartis, and that means you'll know who follows with Kyle. But Kyle's dish, he's bringing something that a little bit slept on. I think it's pretty solid, right, Drew? I mean, it's a good dish. It's a good team, but maybe it's not the top. Maybe you don't think of it as the best team in the league, but he's floating through.
Yeah, definitely something I like helping myself to.
Yeah,
Could be a healthier option too, but when prepared right, it's amazing. It could be like a top three dish on
yeah. And
Thanksgiving.
why don't
So
we
yeah.
stop? Why don't we stop teasing and bring it right in? Kyle brought a little green bean casserole. Definitely, and I think it's fitting that Kyle's bringing one of your favorite dishes, as you and Kyle are just so close. Um, it's obviously fitting that you love his dish, maybe you love his team, but the rest of us might not want a ton of it. Just maybe a little bit here and there.
Yeah, definitely. I can name some people in this league who wouldn't even touch it, and I
Yeah,
feel like I can name some people who would definitely touch it.
yeah,
So
definitely. I I,
that's
I,
kind of
I
how
love
good
green
you
beans.
know.
So you know what, Kyle, you got the players. You got a Puka, you got a Saquon in there. You just got to find it. You don't want to bite into the wrong dish and get Stephon Diggs on IR or someone like that. Or a
Yes,
Michael Pittman. You might have a bad piece, but
yeah, maybe it's like underbaked in some areas. It's
yeah,
just not. It's like it's most of the way there, depending on which piece you get.
yeah.
You'll be happy with it.
Yeah, could be good. Could be good.
Yeah, it
I
could be
like
good.
it. I mean, well, if Kyle's showing up, that means his brother's got to be right behind him. Big big bodies coming in, and big bodies coming in hot. He started off slow. Um, Maybe not a dish that was your favorite right away, but on Thanksgiving it's a staple, and by the end of the meal you were pumped for it. You love it. It is at the top, especially in my eyes. And you know what? Maybe it's unpopular, but goddamn stuffing. How could you not have a little stuffing on Thanksgiving? It's a heavy package right there.
Yeah, it's like the meatiest part. Like you need it in the turkey. Like it kind of makes the turkey
Yeah.
better. So, there's so many different ways you can make stuffing. Everyone has their signature style, and Bardis
Hmm.
obviously has his signature with his heavy package.
Yeah. Hey,
Laws.
I like it. No,
Pause.
no better dish for Big Body to bring than just to stuff us all up right there.
Yeah, we're all going for thirds.
I mean, stuffing, in my opinion, is my favorite Thanksgiving dish. So you know what? Yeah, only right that I give the team that I've been hyping up all year. This is
Mhm.
a Justin Jefferson right here. You got a little Kelsey in there. You got AJ Brown. We're stuffed up. This is a team that's not just like the dish is stuffed. Absolutely.
Yep, sounds like you love this Bardis a lot bit more than the other.
Well,
Between the
green
Bardis
bean
too.
casserole is all right. You throw a little bit on the side, but I'm 2 or 3 scoops of stuffing for sure on Thanksgiving. I mean, but what would Thanksgiving be without a little country? And you know what? Josh's team started off at the top. It's definitely was riding hot for a little bit. It's Thanksgiving. It's one of the best. You're looking at it around. You're like, this dish has to be at Thanksgiving. This dish is awesome. But you know what? Sometimes it's not done right, and sometimes to me it's a little bit overrated when you compare to the rest of the dishes. But it's the turkey. You need turkey on Thanksgiving. It's got to be the best. It's got to be the greatest. But you know what? It's a little overrated in my opinion. But when something gets hyped up, sometimes it can't live up to that hype, and that might be Josh's team. Brees Hall falling off a little bit. Maybe Derrick Henry doesn't find the end zone. Who knows? Maybe he forgot the gravy.
Yeah, I mean, it's always at the center of the table, but like, who's gonna just fill up on turkey? Like, you need something of
Yeah,
everything. You can't
yeah,
just only do turkey. I mean, then you're probably gonna go to sleep so early, or
yeah,
you're not gonna be there for the second half. You're gonna be there you might only be there for the first quarter.
yeah.
So,
Exactly. You need.
with Josh's team, we're definitely seeing a slow drop off. Jaden
Mm-hmm.
Daniels is just, he's been okay. He hasn't been like a monster for fantasy. Also heard a couple of just Terry's value a little bit too, but yeah, I mean, he's there. He brought something that's important, but is it what we want it to be? We don't know. How's it cooked, Josh?
Yeah. Did he bring? Is there plenty of gravy to throw on? Is it nice
Yeah,
and
is there
juicy?
gravy? Is
I
gravy
don't
in
know what I'm.
steak?
I don't know what I'm getting from Josh just yet. It looks good. I won't tell you that. It started. It's there. It looks good. But does it
You,
does it really finish it out? You need
you
these
can't
side
judge a book
dishes
by its cover.
to complement that main turkey, and maybe by the end it's falling off a little bit, and you're not when you're done you're going back for a little scoop of mash, you're going back for some stuffing. I'm ready for dessert. You've moved on, you're past the turkey at this point, you're just going back for the favorites, and that could be Josh's team here in the second half. Jaden Daniels is
Mhm.
falling off. Lose a leg.
Yeah, who's gonna be the gravy?
Yeah,
Who will be the
exactly.
gravy? That's the
I
question.
mean, no, fitting last three that would definitely show up here.
It
I
might
mean,
be.
you know who's coming next. If Josh is coming, we're waiting on Shiz and Steve. I mean, when are they going to show up? We're ready to eat. We're ready to go. And here comes Steve, Drew. And,
Um,
and what's Steve bringing here today?
Steve surprised us a little bit, but like he surprised us, but we also expected him to surprise us. So he's bringing some cranberry sauce.
Oh,
Personally, I make my own cranberry sauce. I do it pretty well.
oh, okay.
I,
You should
I'd
have
have
brought it
some.
then.
I'd have some on turkey,
Yeah.
but it's definitely questionable. You're like,
Mm.
why did you bring this? Like, did anyone
Yeah.
request this,
Yeah.
but it's there,
Yeah.
and he's almost a playoff team right now. He's sitting at 5-6. I don't. That's pretty impressive considering how many points he's put up, how many donuts he got. Maybe we should have brought donuts, Steve. But
Yeah. That would have been fitting for
well,
his
it's
team.
just yeah, it just makes you think. Like what were you thinking, Steve?
Yeah.
Just
I
thinking
mean,
about himself.
at least he brought a nice, what looks like a nice home cooked, a nice homemade cranberry, not the canned cranberry that you get
Yeah,
in
we don't want that. It's
the little
homemade.
tube thing. All right. At least he made a little homemade, but you know what? I might not be taking any here. I see a little too much Cam Akers and Trey Benson on this cranberry sauce. I don't know if I want that this week.
Yeah, please leave them in your lineup, Steve. Just be great.
He's stuck with them. They're all over. They're all over the cranberry sauce here. No, but I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, you're not. It's cranberry sauce. There's not much to talk about. You're not excited for it. Maybe it slips. Maybe it slips in. You throw it on your plate a little bit, but I might avoid it off to the side.
Yeah, it might sneak in as a 6 seed.
I
Maybe
might.
might sneak in.
And last but certainly not least, we're waiting on him to get going. We want to start this meal. We want to start this dinner. Welcome in, Shidge. And you know what? Shidge is a guy who you asked him to make a good dish. The dish was there. It looked good. You're like, hey, can we have this dish? You got CMC, you got Neighbors, you got Nico Collins, but Shidge forgot. He left those ingredients out too long. He didn't know how to make it. He kind of messed up in the kitchen, so he had the last second dash to get us some Kraft mac and cheese. Shidge, we were looking forward to a good homemade baked mac, nice in the oven, little breadcrumb on top. Oh, and Shidge just unprepared.
Yeah, box mac and cheese is never gonna be. Even like if that's all you got in your house, like is that your first choice? No, it's just what you have when you're like a broke college kid.
Yeah,
It's a great dish when prepared right, but I mean when you're using expired ingredients like Sigil's probably using when he's not taking clear instructions,
yeah,
it's just not gonna turn out well for everyone, and like
no,
it might just no one's gonna have any.
yeah.
I might pass on the mac and cheese if it's Kraft.
If it's Kraft on this Thanksgiving, you got to pass on it. I mean, he was supposed to make such a powerhouse dish. Mac and cheese was going to be a staple. Everyone wanted a little bit, and he just dropped the ball. CMC out for 10 weeks. Nico Collins another 6. And even when they all come back, and you thought maybe Shitch could pull this dish off, he finds himself losing again. He overcooked it. He burnt it in the
Mhm.
oven. He tried to make it all pretty. It just didn't. It didn't work out. And you know what? Oh, hate to see it. Hate to see it from the doctor.
Yeah, yeah, maybe he was in the doctor's office too
He was
much,
he was
but
taking too much time studying. He couldn't get a good dish going.
yeah, didn't work out for him. But
Yeah,
he showed up. He showed up.
he did.
So
He made it, and that's all that counts. And I
he
mean, look
made
at
it.
this good-looking table right here. I'm ready to die. I'm getting hungry just looking at this table.
What will be the first thing you're helping yourself to at dinner?
I mean, it's got to be that scoop of mash and a scoop of stuffing right there, big time.
Ooh,
That's easily what I'm helping myself to, especially at this table right here. That's what I'm going for. And I might have some dessert later. I'm a pumpkin pie though. I'm not an apple pie guy. So
okay,
you're
me
lost
too.
me 50%.
I'm definitely starting off with a nice glass of Sauv Blanc or
Mm,
Riesling.
yeah, yeah.
Get it
There you go.
going.
Get
Join
it
Emmett
going. I love it.
to watch that Giants game on.
425, Cooper
On
Rush
four.
and Tommy DeVito. It's going to be big for fantasy next week. We got to get through week 12 first, but we wanted to give you a little look ahead, give you some time to prep into your Thanksgiving week. Let's not forget, we all got matchups this weekend before Thanksgiving, but you know what? Nothing more important than giving thanks to the league, giving thanks to your family, whatever it may be. Drew, any final thoughts here for our Thanksgiving episode and our viewers?
So next year, when we actually do a real KFG Friendsgiving, I guess everyone knows what to bring.
Yeah, there you go. There
We'll
you
get a
go.
menu for you guys.
We're gonna have to bring it next year. You have to bring a dish based on your team's play.
Yeah. Steve,
Um,
maybe, or said you can maybe make actual mac and cheese. We don't
well,
want Kraft next
he's
year.
he's got a year in advance to make it. So you know what? You gotta learn it now. Get the kinks out. No, if you've made it this far in the episode, we appreciate and we give thanks to you for sticking along through it all, for being a dedicated KFG viewer and watcher of the podcast. If you've made it this far, you know what? Give thanks to someone in the group chat, whether it's in our league, whether it's on your fantasy team. Um, Tell us someone you're thankful for and why. Why not? Let's give thanks this holiday season. Just because we didn't give you a thankful episode doesn't mean you can't reciprocate that thankfulness around. And you know what? Let's have a good week 12. Let's have a good next week, week 13 for Thanksgiving. And the next time we talk on the pod, we will be heading towards the playoffs. How exciting is that?
It's like that. Time's flying this year.
Time's flying when you're having fun. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That'll do it for this episode of the KFG Pod. Thanks for bringing items. Thanks for coming in. Drew, thank you as always for being a guest in this Friendsgiving. And we'll see you next time, fellas. Keep fantasy great.